Hello, Sundogs fans, and welcome to another edition of Sundogs TV. With myself, Scott Sutter, the voice of the Arizona Sundogs, and joining me today, my co-host Shane Ferraro. To start off today's show, we want to talk about the Sundogs playing here at Tim's Toyota Center. Started the year off slowly, but now 6-2-1 in their last 9 games at Tim's.
Yeah, and returning to the successes seen a couple years ago at Tim's Toyota Center, the last 2 years the team has struggled here at home, played well on the road, but they've done something that they haven't done in a couple years now in win 4 games in a row at home. That's something they hadn't done since the 2007-2008 season. Winners of 4 straight, points in 5 straight at home. So certainly the excitement returning here to Tim's Toyota Center, something the fans have wanted to see, something the teams wanted to do, and they're getting to that point now.
Now to start the season, they didn't start off that well here at Tim's Toyota Center, going 3-7 in their first 10. Started the year off well on the road. It's good to see them getting that momentum here in front of the hometown fans.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you want to return the excitement here to your building where you play in front of your own fans. The fans want that, the team wants that, and winning at home is going to help the team make the playoffs. That's kind of been the make or break the last couple of years with the team missing out on the playoffs. They've played well on the road. All you can ask for is about a 500 record on the road, but they've struggled here at Tim's Toyota Center, and it seems that they've remedied that right now.
Right now, they hold a 9-9-1 record here at Tim's Toyota Center, and at the end of January and opening of February, they're going to be playing 9 straight, the longest home stretch of the season for the Sundogs here at Tim's Toyota Center. Also, another key to getting into the playoffs is doing well against your conference. Obviously, you need to be in the top 8 in your conference in order to get into the playoffs, and they're starting to play better versus Laredo, versus Rio Grande Valley, Tulsa, and Allen, and those teams.
Yeah, and wins against any team is important, but it's specifically important to win inside your own conference, because every time you beat a conference opponent, that same opponent loses 2 points in the standings, helping you to jump up. The wins against non-conference opponents, Turner Conference opponents, are important, but to win in your own conference is super important, and Sundogs are starting to do that with an 11-10-2 mark right now.
Now, Wichita and Colorado are the only 2 teams this month that the Sundogs are going to be playing out of their conference. So this is the month for them to start climbing in the Barrier Conference.
Yeah, absolutely, and they look to be doing that right now, and if they can continue to do that, they're going to see themselves climb up in the standings.
Now, getting a little bit away from the team, going to talk about some personal accolades for a veteran forward on the Sundogs, Joel Irving. On the 8th of January, he was able to play in his 800th professional hockey game, a big accomplishment for Joel. As you saw during the game, the team mobbed him at center ice after the 6-3 win versus his old squad that he played with last year in the Killer Bees. A good accomplishment for the veteran forward. And also another player with the Sundogs is playing very well right now, our all-star Joey Sides.
Yeah, he's playing extremely well. Right now, he's producing very well, and he's one of the guys that needs to produce very well. He's already reached his numbers set in his first year, his rookie season, and he's played 21 less games. So very good to see Joey Sides producing and continuing to produce throughout the season on a consistent basis.
Now, in December, he was the first star of the month named by the CHL, and he's continuing that ways. Like you said, he's already matched his totals from last year, 18 goals, 20 assists in only 38 games, a point per game. He started the year off in training camp at the AHL level. Marco Pietranero, our head coach, has mentioned seeing him get a call up. I think he deserves it. What about yourself?
Absolutely. For the past 2 seasons now, he skated in an AHL training camp with the Lake Erie Monsters, where former Sundogs assistant coach Dan LaPerriere is an assistant coach. He played in a preseason game this year with Lake Erie, scored a game winner in a preseason game against the Grand Rapids Griffins in Detroit. So he can certainly play at that level. It's good to see him producing consistently here, and I would think it's only a matter of time before he gets his first AHL call-up.
Now, being a little bit selfish, I'd like to continue to call his goals the rest of the season here and into on the playoffs. Now, another player, Luke Erickson. We always talk about Luke Erickson getting his points, and it hasn't slowed down for him. He was the first star of the week of January 5th, 7th, and 8th, where he had 5 goals and 2 assists, and he continued that this past weekend against Odessa.
Yeah, he's really been an offensive catalyst for the Sundogs. A good acquisition by head coach and general manager Marco Pietranero. Currently riding a 13-game point streak, which is second longest in the CHL this season, behind line mate Cam Keith, who's at 14 games right now. So that duo, who's played together before in Alaska, they've refound that chemistry they first had, and it's fun to watch, and you can really count on them scoring a goal or 2 every night.
It's really interesting seeing Cam kind of slip under the radar with his point streak. Again, like you said, 14 games leading the CHL. Now their third forward on that line, the Arizona Sundogs, have recently signed rookie Patrick Schaefer from Ohio State, and he's adding some great mix to that top line.
Yeah, absolutely. He brings speed to the lineup. He's centering those guys. He brings his game from the collegiate level where he was very successful. His first game in a Sundogs uniform, he scored the game winner in the closing minutes, a very exciting start. And he's actually got 7 points in 9 games with the Sundogs right now. So for a new young rookie to come to a professional team and be placed on the top line with Luke Erickson and Cam Keith, you can't ask for anything better.
Now another new addition to this roster, also with Patrick Schaefer, is defenseman Jamie Vanderveken, which finished off the Luke Erickson trade. Arizona acquired Vanderveken, sending over the rights to forward Conrad Reeder to the Rapid City Rush, who is now playing with them after coming back from overseas. Vanderveken has one of the fastest shots I've seen from the blue line and is really filling in some good roles after we do have some defensemen on IR right now. Yeah, absolutely. And Conrad Reeder, obviously a very offensive, talented player, but I think it's safe to say that the Sundogs have come out on top of that trade in acquiring Luke Erickson, who leads the team in scoring, leads the CHL in goals, as well as Jamie Vanderveken, a very confident, strong defenseman on the blue line with one of the craziest shots in the CHL. Evident of that is his first goal in a Sundogs uniform, a shorthanded goal against the Wichita Thunder from the blue line, just blasting it past their goaltender. So Jamie Vanderveken, a great acquisition. In 17 games with Rapid City, he had 6 points. In 9 games with Arizona, he already has 5 points. So he stepped up his production here in Arizona. He's seen some power play time, and I think he's happy. Now, talking about new additions to the team, February 7th is the trade deadline in the CHL. We've already made a lot of trades with Carl Salon, Vanderveken, Erickson. Do you see head coach Marco Piachinero making any more moves? Yeah, I think it's safe to say that any coach is always looking for some player to improve their lineup. I know that Marco and Bartz are very happy with the team that they have right now. Obviously, the chemistry can be seen by our fans in the building. Yes. But the coaches are always looking for ways to better their team. So if there's a defenseman or a forward that's available at the trade deadline that can improve the team, I'm confident that Marco and Bartz would make that move. That's not to say that they're unhappy with the team they have right now, but there's always some player that can probably improve a lineup, and I think any pro coach is looking for that player. Now, talking about head coach General Manager Marco Piachinero, after this break, we're going to sit down with the Sundogs head coach for more Sundogs TV.